Bitcoin is finally making its great escape. Bitcoin's price is now coming back up above water, and this means that everybody who bought Bitcoin is now in the green. The fact that everybody is sitting on a profit right now may sound concerning to some people, but let me just remind you that the last time this event took place was back here from 2016 going into 2017. We broke the all-time high and everybody was in a profit. And this is when Bitcoin made its most famous bull run up to the $20,000 price level. And right now we are in a very similar position. And I have no doubts that Bitcoin can perform just as well in the next bull market. My name is Svenson, and today we're going to be talking about the price of Bitcoin. Things have never been better for Bitcoin, and the situation worldwide is exactly why Bitcoin was created in the first place, making 2020 possibly the best year in history to be entering the crypto market. Looking at the US dollar index on the daily chart, we can see that we are breaking below this falling wedge pattern. This is an extremely bearish signal for the US dollar. This falling wedge pattern begins in March when cash became king for a very brief period of time as people were panicking and needed cash to survive the pandemic. Since then, we have seen an absolute death spiral for the US dollar index. And if I bring up the Bitcoin chart in comparison to the DXY since March, we can see that Bitcoin has had an absolutely perfect inverse correlation. And as you guys should know by now, Bitcoin was created as a hedge against the devaluation of fiat currencies. And looking left on the chart, the US dollar index, the only main support level that we have left is around 88.50. And this goes back to the beginning of 2018. We're now coming back up to that level. And if we fall below that level, things could get much, much uglier for the US dollar. And why is it that the US dollar is performing so poorly against all the other global currencies? Well, it's because of the trillions of dollars of stimulus printed because of the COVID-19 pandemic to bail out the population. The amount of liquid capital, the amount of money accessible for spending is increasing at a record pace. And if we just go back in time and look at the history of the N1 money stock back in 1975, we can see that 30% of all US dollars were printed in 2020, and the money stock is absolutely exploding. The US dollar will lose value because of this. And this is why we're seeing Bitcoin absolutely crush it right now in the year 2020. This really is the perfect storm for Bitcoin. Things could not be any better for Bitcoin right now. Now, Bitcoin's price is going to be going up most likely in value against the US dollar. And this is obviously because the US dollar is going to be losing a lot of value and Bitcoin will be at the minimum maintaining and gaining value against the US dollar. Currently, interest rates are at a near 0 point. The Federal Reserve is leaving rates unchanged and commits to the ongoing bond purchases. And with interest rates at a near 0 level, this means that people cannot make money on their US dollar that's sitting in a bank, right? They can't just make money on interest right now. So they have to find something else to invest in. They have to sell their US dollars for assets, for stocks, for crypto. Comparing the DXY to the S&P 500, the S&P 500 is also hitting new all-time highs with Bitcoin. And this is because people cannot make money on US dollars and we have massive inflation on the horizon. The conditions for Bitcoin could not be any better. This is exactly why Bitcoin was created in the first place. And like we discussed in my last video, Bitcoin is currently perfectly on track to hit prices like $250,000 in the next year. In the previous cycle here in 2017, it took about 33 weeks for Bitcoin to go from 1,200 to 20,000. Now, past performance does not guarantee future results, but in 33 weeks, if this cycle was anything similar, or at least somewhat similar to the last cycle, Bitcoin would hit an upside target of about $250,000 according to Stock to Flow in the second half of 2021. Anywhere from August to the end of 2021 is when I would expect Bitcoin to hit an upside target of about $250,000. Now, a lot of people are probably going to say, Kevin, that's too bullish. I think you're just too bullish on Bitcoin and those prices are not possible. A lot of people always tell me, Kev, we're not all just going to get rich. Well, the fact is, no, we're not. A lot of you are going to sell early. A lot of you are just going to not sell at the top and you guys are going to ride it down just like 2018. You're going to ride it back down to the low. being stubborn, thinking that Bitcoin is going to go higher. And, most of the world does not own Bitcoin. Most people don't own Bitcoin. So most people are not going to get rich, guys. There's a very small group of people that are actually buying Bitcoin right now, and institutions are just now getting into the market. They're just now starting to buy Bitcoin. And as these new institutions come into the market, yes, we're most likely going to see at least 1,200% gains to the upside, if not 1,500% gains for Bitcoin. Whether Bitcoin quickly pumps to the $250,000 price target, or whether Bitcoin, maybe takes a longer approach, a longer term approach, a more sideways approach, in my opinion, we're very likely going to be hitting prices like 250,000 in the next year or so. And I do expect a downside target of about $50,000, which would be about the same exact percentage drop as the past two cycles, 80 to 85% to the downside. And that is exactly what we would get from that point. And people say, well, why can't we go higher than 250,000? Well, the block rewards right now are 6.25 Bitcoin every 10 minutes, every block. And once we hit 250,000, if the miners are receiving 6.25 Bitcoin, every 10 minutes at 250,000, the selling pressure will become too strong for the amount of demand that we have at that point in time. And very likely we would consolidate until when? Of course, the next halving of 2024. This is the next time that we would expect the next bull market as mining rewards get cut in half once again. I just wanted to give you guys a better explanation of what I think, of what my thoughts are on the market here, and why I think Bitcoin can hit prices like 250,000 in the next year. And guys, before you go, you can stake Ethereum right now. It's super simple on the Kraken exchange. I currently have 31 ETH staked on the Kraken exchange. If you don't have a Kraken account and you want to support this channel, use that link below, use that Kraken affiliate link. And also, guys, you might notice that I'm using the Cryptowatch platform to monitor my ETH2 staking position. And if you guys want to use Cryptowatch, it's free to sign up with Cryptowatch. Make sure you click those links below. But that's all I wanted to discuss today. If you enjoyed the video, smash that like button. And also, if you want extra content, join the Patreon, and I'll see you guys in the next video.